Presidential politics took center stage today at the NAACP's national convention right here in Detroit. 8 Democrats and 1 Republican came to give their best presidential pitch to the delegates. Paula Tutman went to find out if the candidates have a plan to break through and stand out.
This morning, what was dubbed a presidential candidate forum looked more like a nonstop train of political sound bites and the tried and true stumps of 9 of the 24 Democratic candidates and 1 Republican.
I just want to say how good it is to be back here in Detroit.
At the NAACP convention.
To be with the group that has been on the front lines of social, racial, and economic justice forever.
That is owing to the tenacity and the leadership of this organization.
Perhaps the most fiery was Bernie Sanders.
We have a president who is a racist, a president who is a pathological liar, and a president who is trying to divide the American people up based on the color of their skin, where they were born, or their religion.
This group of NAACP convention attendees must be motivated to return to their home states and invigorate the electorate to actually get their souls to the polls. But the question remains, who can break through the clutter of the Mueller hearings, the racial insults being hurled at 4 congresswomen of color, and of course, the seemingly impenetrable bubble of partisanship.
We have an opportunity to change the landscape of what's going on in America. But the first thing we have to do, state the obvious, is get rid of Donald Trump. But the second thing is we have to understand that this is about whether the African-American community does well depends on how well America does.
Joe Biden is just our heart. He's our heart and soul. He aligns himself with President Obama.
And Kamala Harris, who didn't seem to necessarily pierce through the crowd.
The folks in this room are leading on all of those things that we know we must fight for. Education, housing, economic wealth, and security.
But did appear to swim ahead of many of the others who seem to still be simply treading water.
Because I think America is running out of time.
No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter the color of your skin.
Unless the Republican Party in Washington expressly rejects the racism of Donald Trump, they're going to come to be universally viewed as the party of racism in America.
I'm running for president because I believe that we need new energy with a new vision for the future of our country.
But I think I really need to go back and do some research on whether they're walking their walk and talking their talk. I think that some of them can talk a big game.
So the candidates I was able to talk to do acknowledge that they need to break through this noise and reach through to the so-called Trump Democrat. Now, judging by this audience, which you would think would be an audience they could stand out, I think they still have a lot of work to do. Okay, wait, there's more, because coming up at 5, interesting dynamics in terms of civil rights between Senator Kamala Harris and former Vice President Joe Biden. This is the place they needed to sell themselves. The people in the trenches of the civil rights movement. We'll show you how that played.
All right, Paula, we will see you coming up at 5.